Imagine taking a pill to stop hair loss only to find out that the side effects ruin your life. Well, that's exactly what happened to Mark Millich, and today we're going to be looking at his story in depth. Now, this relates to a news article from literally a few days ago where a guy called Mark Millich, a former US Army sergeant who had been suffering from hair loss, did a telehealth consultation, ended up with finasteride, and had some pretty unpleasant side effects. Amongst them, genital shrinking. And those of you following me for a while will know that I'm super against any of these internet consultation options where you can get hair loss medications online without even having to see a doctor or anything like that. And this exact story underlines why I say this. And I suppose the worst thing about this story, and we're going to be looking at it now, is that he wasn't even taking finasteride for a long time. He actually stopped in 2021. That's 4 years ago, and he's still suffering the side effects. Now, he said his libido plunged and his genitals shrank and changed shape. And perhaps most worrying as well, he also said that the telehealth company never actually warned him of any side effects. And whenever you take a medication, a healthcare professional should always be warning you about potential side effects to ensure that you're aware of them and whether you need to stop taking the drug or reduce the drug intake. This really is incompetence of the highest order. Now, he says that he's had this for 4 years now. There's a lot of controversy around Post-Finasteride Syndrome. I'm really on the fence with it. I don't see any science indicating how it's a real thing. I need science to believe in something. I need scientific research to back it up. We don't have that right now. So we're just seeing people who have got long-term symptoms, but we don't really know what the exact cause is and what's causing these symptoms to remain ongoing and persist. Now, of course, I've discussed finasteride and the side effects many times on this channel, but for anyone who's sort of new to my channel and doesn't really know much about finasteride and how it works, it basically reduces the amount of DHT produced in the body by blocking the production of 5-alpha reductase. DHT, though, is also crucial for sexual arousal, erectile function, and genital tissue health, and its reduction can negatively influence or impact these functions. And this is why quite often people who do get side effects from the medication experience low libido, inability to get an erection.
Mr. Burgundy, you have a massive erection.
Really?
And lower mood and depression. Now, to be perfectly honest, I've never heard of genital deformities or anything like that. This is totally new to me, but it wouldn't strike me as completely out of character given that predominantly the side effects do affect your downstairs areas. Now, as of 2024, over 2.6 million Americans are taking this medication. So it is important that studies are done to ensure how prevalent side effects are and potentially how long they can last for. We really need longer term studies to work this out and to identify exactly what's causing this and exactly what is causing the persistence of these symptoms. Until we have those answers, there's not really much we can say on this post-finasteride syndrome, which is what this gentleman in the article is saying that he's got. Now, if we go further into the article, you'll see, according to hims.com, the $22 bottle of oral once-a-day finasteride can help reverse hair loss. I wouldn't say, in my experience, it reverses it, but it certainly massively slows down the amount of shedding and the progression of the shedding on the top of the head. We've got robust science showing this. It blocks about 72% of DHT from reaching the follicles on your scalp, so it's pretty effective. Now, we do have a quote from the company itself who provided this telehealth consultation, and it's only fair that they have their own say on this. They said treatments and care available through the Hims and Hers platform are part of treatment plans designed and led by a team of medical experts. The clinical framework followed by providers reflects decades of experience from our medical team and advisory boards supported by rigorous clinical quality measures. We are committed to transparency and always provide customers with essential information, including potential side effects, before they begin treatment and throughout their care journey to help them make informed decisions and use their medication safely. Now, truth be told, guys, I have been on telehealth consultations before when I've needed a medication. I might have an infection or something like that, and I just can't see my doctor. I've never been warned of the side effects of any particular medication. So in my personal experience, I would tend to side with the gentleman who's suffering these side effects, that he wasn't warned that there was a side effect profile to this medication. But it should be an absolute legal obligation. Maybe it is, but a lot of these telehealth companies just aren't abiding by the laws. And I really think the medical establishment really needs to have a candid and honest conversation with each other about this, because it's not really okay. Now, to be honest, let's have some perspective here. If he was told about potential side effects before taking the medication, would he have still taken it? Very possibly. I was very well made aware of the side effects. I was also told that the side effects are incredibly rare. I think the side effect profile is underrepresented in this population, to be perfectly honest. But we do need more studies to confirm that. And of course, the drug manufacturer will do everything that they can to ensure that the medication appears safe, because at the end of the day, it's their profits they're trying to protect. Now, one last thing, I've really noticed, especially a lot more in the last few years, is that a lot more guys are coming out and explaining their experience with finasteride. A huge majority of guys get on absolutely fine with it. That's important to note as well. But a lot more are coming out in the news now. It is being investigated by the European Medicine Agency as well, as I discussed briefly in the last video. And it really feels like there's an increasing movement on this. So what I'd do is I'd urge you to stay tuned, because I'm going to be keeping up to date with the latest news on finasteride. If you feel like finasteride is not right for you, or you're worried about the side effects, there are other solutions out there. There's hair systems, there's SMP, there's even hair transplants, there's more herbal remedies. You can use rosemary oil. Of course, none of those results get as good a result as a hair system. And on that note, I'd like to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, and here's a message from them. Today's sponsor, guys, is Livivid. You can find them at livividhair.com. You can get a 15% discount code on any stock hair system or accessories that I've negotiated with them just for you guys. It's Adam15. All the information is in the description box below this video. If you want high quality hair systems with good shipping times and top customer service, consider Livivid. So guys who are on finasteride and minoxidil maybe as well, should you be worried? Well, in my personal opinion, if you've been on the medication for a long time, I think you're probably unlikely to develop side effects. It's usually the case that within the first month, people who will develop side effects on this medication, that's when they start developing side effects. It's quite unusual to be fine on the medication and then after a year or 2 years start developing symptoms. However, if you haven't started taking finasteride yet, this is something I'd really urge you to take consideration of. It's not like these are fleeting symptoms. Some of these guys are experiencing symptoms for years. Some of them have been experiencing symptoms for over 10 years. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just being honest and transparent about the risks that you would be taking and the fact that these side effects can be long-term. They might even be permanent. We don't know. So I'd really urge you to think long and carefully about this. If you're enjoying my content, I am branching out. I'm still focusing on hair systems, but I'm also covering all types of different hair loss, but also hair loss solutions. I want to make this channel as broad and accessible as possible for you guys. But it's also important to note that if you're looking for hair loss solutions that are safe and don't have side effects, you're in the right place. Now, if you want to know more about the investigation going on behind finasteride from the European Medicines Agency, you might want to check out this video popping up on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll speak to you soon.